Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're going to talk about Legends.
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. The season 4 premiere.
Yes.
Episode 1, The Virgin Gary.
I love when he showed up and he looked at Constantine and he was like, are you sure I'm a virgin after what we did?
And Sarah was like,
I loved that.
Yeah, it was just a great episode in general. But I always think Legends has good episodes. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, I wasn't too worried about it being bad because I always enjoy it. So.
Right, Legends always makes me happy.
Yeah, me too. It makes me laugh. It makes me happy.
Like, no matter what happened that day or that week or whatever, like, even on the other shows, like, I could be mad as hell, sit down and watch Legends, and I am, like, just happy and, like, everything after that. Like,
I mean, I love the other shows, but, like, it's definitely the most fun of the superhero shows.
It's the most uplifting.
And you get to see all the time travel and all the adventures they get to go on through time and the different places and events and years that they go to. It's just, it's fun. I enjoy that kind of stuff.
Right. Like, for The Flash, it's about, you know, like, the impossible happening. And for Supergirl, it's about equality and discovering who you are.
And tolerance.
Yeah. And, like self-discovery.
Yeah, self-discovery, acceptance, equality.
Yeah. For Black Lightning, it's about people trying to survive in the, I guess, the
Black
ghetto.
Lightning is very much about family and
it's about family
but it's
and
also
community.
Yeah, family and community.
Yeah.
But it's also very dark and very complex. And
Yeah, and then Arrow is about family and trying not to be a loner. Whereas this show is about friends and fun.
Yeah,
and
it's about the misfits.
What can we do to screw up time?
Being true to who they are and going through time and getting to try to fix history and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, they're fixing their own mistakes, but they're having fun while doing it.
Yeah, and they're learning from them.
Right, and like
they're learning something in the process.
Yeah, and like they did last season, they were like, well, let's stop just fixing time. Let's fix it, but we don't have to always fix it to exactly what we know it to be.
Yeah.
We can fix it for the better. We can make things go smoother. We can make things maybe turn out a little bit differently than they were supposed to, which just makes everything turn out better in the end.
Sorry.
You know, like,
yeah.
It's a show about even when you F up exponentially, your friends always have your back and you can always get through it together. And it might take some time, but you can usually fix it at the end. And I don't know, but I love that.
Yeah, me too.
And
I think that's why, I'm happy that, like, we're doing it again, just because, like, it is one of those shows that's a feel-good show and it makes you feel better and it's, it's fun and everything. And, I mean, it's part of the whole superhero thing, so, I mean, we might as well, right? And we were before, kind of.
Yeah, I was doing it a little bit.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad that they're not going to be in the crossover this season, though.
Crossover looks friggin' epic, though.
Right? I mean, if they were in the crossover, I have no idea what they would do. Because in the crossover, Barry and Oliver switch. Because it's Elseworlds. So Barry is now Green Arrow and Oliver is now the Flash.
That's so weird to me.
Right.
Does that mean Iris is different too?
I don't know.
Like, is Iris Felicity?
No.
And Felicity Iris?
I mean, like
Like,
they're still the same person, but I think maybe Iris might be the smart one, you know, and Felicity might be the journalist. You know, like,
yeah.
they're still them. They're still named Felicity and Iris, but they're their jobs and positions in the team were flipped, just like the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
We have to wait until December.
Right. But...
Or November. The end of November. Or December.
It's the 9th episode for the shows.
Oh, it's going to be the winter finale.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they do it the week before that.
Well, yeah, but that's because it's the 100th episode for The Flash.
Oh,
and they wanted their own show for that, their own episode.
Okay.
So they're like, yeah, let's push it to the finale.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But, I would love to see Legends in that Elseworld.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, what would they be doing?
But they can't have all of them in every crossover.
I know. The family's getting too big.
I mean, they just can't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
You know, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of got its own thing going on anyway because of, like, you know, Constantine being on it now more regularly and, like, just whatever's happening, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it would necessarily fit into the crossover. So.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the episode.
Yes. It's really good.
It was. First off, let me just say that freaking Tom Wilson, who was Biff in Back to the Future, played Nate's dad. Like, that was so awesome to me.
She freaked the hell out.
Because it's Biff! Like, he's like a major character of the Back to the Future movies. I mean, and I met him. Like, and he shares my birthday. Like, it's cool. Okay, I'm sorry. The fangirl nerd in me is freaking out.
Yes. I mean, you love Back to the Future as much as sci-fi fans love Star Wars.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I love Star Trek, too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, think of a Star Wars nerd, and that's Back to the Future.
Yeah, because that's sci-fi, too.
Well, I'm just trying to create a parallel.
No, I know. I'm saying they're both sci-fi.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, like, as nerdy as everyone is about Star Wars, that's how much you are about Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was just trying to create that parallel for them so they understand how important seeing him on that show was to you.
I mean, come on, other fans, you understand. You know how I feel.
I'm a fan of Back to the Future.
I just watched the second movie yesterday because it was Back to the Future Day. Because in the second movie, they go back to October 21st, 2015. Yesterday was October 21st, so I watched the second movie in commemoration of that. And Biff is a big part of that movie.
Right.
In the second one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's like one of the main characters in the second one.
Well, it's just a lot of focus is on him because he goes back and changes, it's from my sweater.
Yeah.
Goes back and changes 1985. And so it's like his world and he runs it and everything. So I mean it's, you know,
the Biff world.
Yeah, so that one he has a bigger role in. But anyway, yeah, I was like pretty excited and I'm like, well, it's a time travel show, so it kind of is like a cool parallel that he's on this because Back to the Future is time travel. So yeah.
Yeah.
And just all the lines. I mean, they're all funny.
Yes.
Ray made me laugh so hard. Like,
she's here. And then he makes out with a damn tree. He's like,
no, the first thing he said though when it opened, remember? Like, I laughed and I was like, Ray's my favorite. I just laughed.
right. He was making a comment. Paul Revere didn't actually. And then
no.
Paul Revere.
No, he said, oh my God, it's Paul Revere. I just laughed. Because it was the way he said it, like the inflection he used. It just made me laugh.
Yeah.
But, and then of course the others are funny too.
Yeah, I loved that, like, like Sarah was saying, like, she said, like, one of the names of the Beatles, and then you had, how do you tell them apart? And Ray is like, well,
Paul's the cute one.
the cute one, the other one.
Ringo's the drummer.
And so.
Because they all had the same haircut.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you know who they are, like each one of them by name, you're not gonna be able to know.
No. And I love that Mick was just like, oh, hey.
He's like, he didn't care about the British invasion, and then Nate's like, well, if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have the Rolling Stones, and we wouldn't have Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath, and
he was like
okay.
we wouldn't have Black Sabbath. He's like,
well, we need to protect this at all costs. Like,
yeah. He's like, wait, I just realized this dude doesn't care about Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones. He cares about Black Sabbath.
Yeah, because Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool that they went to the Beatles thing, like the 1960s when the Beatles first appeared in America, and Woodstock. Like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish we could have gotten a little bit longer with the Beatles.
Yeah.
But, I mean, finding people who actually look like them is pretty damn difficult.
Right? I mean, I was like, what? Oh my gosh, this is so cool that they're actually there for that moment. Like, when they step off the plane into America.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And the Sarah was part of their entourage. But then again, it's like, all they showed were the bowl cuts. Like, we didn't even get to see their faces, but that's because...
But you knew it was the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, the reporter said, the Beatles, B-E-A-T, because they have the beat. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, like, that's what killed me, was that line. Not anything. It was just so funny
because, like, what made me laugh was because, like, Ray was taking pictures, right? And then all of a sudden he sees Paul Revere riding on his horse, and he's like, oh my God, it's Paul Revere! And I'm just like, you're hilarious. I love you.
Yeah.
So. And then when he said the thing about, like, maybe that'll help our ratings. People do like the supernatural, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I knew the thing about the ratings bit because the part when they were on the ship and they said it, so the first time they mentioned it, because it was on the previews.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're actually commenting on ratings? Like, what? And then you go to the show, it's like, no, there's a poll at the Time Bureau that involves ratings of how the Time Bureau rates their staff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes more sense.
But I just thought it was funny because Supernatural's on the CW as well. And he probably wasn't necessarily meaning that, but it was still funny.
Right.
Because you can make that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. That was... It was... Oh, good Lord.
And I mean, you know, it was fun.
Yes. This whole episode was just... It was a bunch of fun.
I mean, it was even great seeing Constantine, because Constantine's awesome, and I really liked his show that he had, and he's just a really interesting character.
Did you watch the animated, kind of movie-like things that they had?
I just
It
watched
was
the show.
Constantine, the Legend Continues.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. That's already out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week, one of the episodes aired.
On the CW Seed.
On the
DC
CW
thing.
on the CW.
Oh, CW. Okay.
Yeah. It played after. It played. It played in this slot. It played after Arrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it played in its slot. You had Constantine and I can't believe I'm blanking on her name.
Vixen.
No, Director Sharp.
Oh.
You had Sharp and Constantine there. And
Animated?
they were no.
Oh.
Like the people that were kind of hosting the animated movie.
Yeah.
And it was more like
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. And it was more like it was an hour of like a part 1 and there was another part to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was about the story of you see when he first became
Constantine.
John Constantine, the demon banisher, whatever. Like, he summons his first real demon, and you see the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
And how...
Did you watch the show?
I watched the first one. No,
the one that got canceled?
I watched the first episode.
I watched all of it.
Yeah. I want to watch all of it, I just haven't really done so yet. I was going to watch it when it was airing, but I had too much going on when it was airing.
It might be.
But it was like he was trying to save a girl from her father, who was he had taught John what he knew.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a makeshift magician, and John was like, "You're torturing your daughter, this monstrous beast," and he actually summons a real life demon from hell to kill the dad.
Oh wow!
And he didn't, but it was his first time. He didn't know how to leash it. Mm-hmm. He didn't know how to contain it. So, as a consequence for magic, the demon took the girl.
Yeah.
That he was trying to save.
Yeah, she keeps haunting him in the show.
Yeah. Like, you saw that play out, and you saw him trying to save his best friend, who was one of his bandmates because he was in a band, and he was always by John's side.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a daughter now, and his daughter is lying almost lifeless in a hospital bed. And it's mystical, and he goes with John to America to try and figure out what's happening because the demon that's doing whatever to the dude's daughter is in America or something.
Yeah.
And he tells his friend, this always comes with a price. Mm-hmm. What are you willing to pay?
Magic always comes with a price.
It does. And his friend says, anything for my daughter. So, when you cut to this episode, and you see John, especially towards the end, drinking heavily, and Sarah, I mean, that's his character anyways.
Yeah.
But Sarah's like, what's wrong with you? You're even more bad off than you were last time I saw you. Like, this isn't like you. What happened?
Right.
I didn't see the last part of the show, of the animated thing, but I'm guessing his best friend died, or he didn't save the daughter.
Yeah.
Or maybe he lost them both. I don't know, but he lost at least one of them. And that's what's killing him inside.
Yeah.
And that's what he's dealing with. That's why he won't join the Legends right now.
Right.
And...
But he did help them banish that unicorn to hell. That was some sick magic. I can't help it. It's a unicorn.
and they're supposed to be like...
It's a demon unicorn. It's a unicorn that eats people's hearts.
Yes, but the way he's putting it is that he was like, it's a magical, mystical creature. And I was like, okay, it's a unicorn.
Normally it is magical and mystical. But in this case, it was an evil son of a bitch.
He said that all unicorns were like that. And I'm like, no.
I mean, I don't know.
No.
We'll never know because they're mythical creatures.
Stop.
They are, I'm sorry. They're beautiful. They have sparkly rainbow horns and they're beautiful. I'm not saying they're not, but they are not real. They are mythical. Yes, they are.
No. I refuse.
I mean, do you want a unicorn to ram you in the chest with its horn?
No, I would rather keep my nipple, thank you.
Well, it's more important on a woman than it is on a man.
This is true. He is so proud of losing his nipple.
At least he didn't die.
Gary, oh my Lanta.
Did you just say, oh my Lanta?
I actually say that a lot.
Are you DJ Tanner?
No.
Because that's what she says.
I know. But for some reason, yeah, I've been saying it quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It froze in a spot that made me look pretty happy with myself. Which I am.
Oh, whatever, shut up.
I am perfection. And
Conceited
it's
much?
fine. Oh.
You don't need to be conceited about it.
Hey, I'm sorry, but the truth is the truth, and I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, then. Unicorns aren't real.
Bull.
They aren't.
No.
They are mythical, magical creatures, and they are not real.
They're magical creatures.
That are not real, because magic is not real.
Don't say such things.
I'm just kidding. But unicorns are not real.
Don't say such things.
Magic does exist.
Yes, it does.
I believe magic exists.
Yes.
But unicorns are mythical.
Can't I have just one little thing?
Sure.
Unicorn! I'm sorry, but going back to when they first saw the unicorns,
I legit
bronies?
thought that was like, I don't know. Bronies what?
Ray
Oh, and Nate?
and Nate are brony bros.
Yeah.
And then he looked at Mick and he's like, join the herd. And I was like, what?
Like My Little Pony?
Yeah, that's where bronies come from. Bronies are dudes who really like My Little Pony.
Yeah, I've never watched that
Yeah, me neither.
show. I know of it, but I never watched it.
Right?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And then the fact that, like, the goop from the unicorn made them hallucinate and high.
Yes, they were high off their rockers. It was great.
Yeah.
I was like, is that like unicorn snot? Did it just blow out of its horn?
Yeah, that was weird.
Right?
It's like an elephant.
And then Sarah called it it's juice, and I thought something completely different after that.
Of course you did. Because why wouldn't you? I mean, let's be real.
Oh. It's just the stuff that Ray found on the ground when they found the first body.
I legit thought that was coming from the person that was up in the tree.
because the stuff that got sprayed on them from the horn
Mhm.
was slime,
Yeah.
and it wasn't as solid as what was on the ground.
Right.
Am I wrong in thinking that Ray was playing in unicorn doo-doo?
He wasn't playing in it. He just stuck like a stick in it.
And he smelt it and held it really close to his face.
At first, I thought he was gonna eat it,
I thought he was gonna lick it,
which was like really grossing me out.
right? I was like, oh hell no. Don't.
And then I'm just
Dude,
like, okay,
don't.
good, he did it.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Like, I got really scared. I'm like, don't eat that.
Right?
Like, don't eat that.
You're a scientist. Don't be stupid.
They're all scientists.
Well, Sarah's not a scientist.
Well, I mean,
Nick's
but they
not a
all, like,
scientist.
kind of, you know.
Is smart.
Anyway.
Nate's a historian.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like, why did Constantine have to interrupt Sarah and freaking her girlfriend?
Sharp.
What's her
Olivia?
first name?
Is it Olivia?
I don't know.
I can't believe I'm forgetting because I loved their time this episode.
Yeah.
It was
I'm surprised
great.
you don't know.
Well, because, like, they're always calling her Director Sharp. So, like, they hardly ever... Ava!
Yeah, Ava.
Aha! Ava.
I was just gonna look it up.
Why did I think of Olivia?
Because it's similar.
Yes, yeah.
It ends in an A, just like Ava does.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I really like them.
Yeah.
Um,
They are nice.
yes. So far, they seem to be the only, like, non-traditional couple that the CW for the superhero shows are doing correctly.
Yeah. I really
I mean,
like...
Maggie was done correctly,
yeah.
but it ended.
Because she left.
Yeah.
I really liked Nate and Amara.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. But, I mean, we're going to get the actress back this season.
yeah.
She's playing a different character.
But I did like them. I thought they were cute.
Yes. They were adorbs. But yeah, I love the conversation that you had Ava and Sarah having.
I think
Like,
Constantine just has to interrupt all of their freaking moments. Like,
I
really?
know.
Let them have a day. Let them have an evening together without any interruptions.
Mhm.
Please and thank you.
Right. But like, I loved how they were like in bed, and then she's like, "I love the thought of coming home to you.
Yeah.
Can you at least be like a partially kept woman?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is so cute." And then she's like, "I'm enjoying the idea of being a partially kept woman." Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like, every time Ava was like, "Ah!" I was like, "Ah!" at the same time, but only on the inside. Like, oh.
You did squee a little bit, though.
I did. But I didn't do that like Ava did. Like, the whole, like, fist pumping and, like,
Yeah.
the moving my whole body excitedly. Like, I didn't do that.
Right.
I wanted to. But I didn't.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was... I don't know, I just really...
No, like, I don't have anything that I disliked about the episode.
Right.
Like, everything about it was great. It was awesome. It was a great opening for a new season.
Yes.
I'm excited for what's to come. Like, I just really enjoy the show, so I'm happy that it's back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I wonder what the thing that was affecting Constantine, though, was that said, "I'm coming for you, Johnny."
I'm coming for you, Johnny.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, here's Johnny! Like in The
Yeah.
Shining.
Yep.
I mean, it is close to Halloween, so.
Right. Yeah, just the whole, like... I hardly ever have anything bad to say about an episode.
Yeah.
Like...
I think the only shows that we really complain about the most are, like, Black Lightning.
Oh, hell. Don't get
Um,
me started.
we do complain about Supergirl a little bit and The Flash, but, like, most of the time with The Flash, we, like, enjoy it just because it's The Flash. But, like, there are things that we don't like. Supergirl, I have more issues with sometimes than I do The Flash. Black Lightning, we just started reviewing, so we've only done, like, one review or two reviews. One of them just disappeared on us.
Yeah, file got corrupted.
Like, it didn't even save, apparently, because it wasn't even in my videos.
Yeah.
When I went to upload it, I'm like, where did it go?
Right. But, like, it was obviously recording, so something
yeah, it
happened.
recorded, but when I hit stop, it just must have
Yeah.
not saved it.
So the file got corrupted
Because
before
I thought
saving.
I remember renaming the file, but it was not on my videos, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, like on last week's episode, she had issues.
Oh, hell, I
So,
had issues.
yeah, we've done 2 of those. And, I mean, I think that, like, this show will just be the one that we pretty much don't have any problems with. I mean, maybe a few, but, like, mostly no.
Yeah.
So,
This one is more of a feel-good show.
Yeah.
Where the others are like, I'm a hero, I'm gonna save the day. This is like, yeah, we're all a bunch of screw-ups.
I mean,
and we're gonna try and do our best anyway.
exactly. And then the medals, like, they had to be taken away because, like, they didn't want anybody to know about them.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, yeah, you get it, but here, I have to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Indian Giver.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, I love The Flash, but Barry does piss me off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, last season, just no. But this season will hopefully be a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, this will be the show that, like, we enjoy talking about.
Not that we don't enjoy talking about the other shows, it's just this is the more fun show.
We give more critiques of the other ones.
Yes.
This one, we just talk about what we love.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So next week, it looks like the Fairy Godmother shows up.
Yeah.
And all these other magical beings.
And she 6 crows on our friend. So.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo!
When I saw that, all I saw was the movie The Birds. Like, I was like, oh hell. We're getting the birds. If you have not seen that movie, it's an old-time horror movie.
It's a Hitchcock movie. Alfred
You
Hitchcock.
need to see it.
No, legit though, when I first saw it, like, I was walking home and I thought birds were gonna come and peck me.
Yes.
Like, I was that scared.
It makes you terrified of huge flocks of birds.
It does.
It's great.
It does. And if you think Psycho is scary, Psycho is nothing compared to the birds, okay? Like, Psycho's more psychologically scary because, like, he's a psycho. He's, like, a psychopath. So it deals more with, like, the psychological side of it. So it's more, like, suspenseful and thrilling in that way.
Yeah.
But the birds is, like, legitimately gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a scene where somebody's eyes are pecked out of their face, and all you see is, like, bloody holes in their face where eyes were supposed to be.
And this is a
Okay,
movie that came
it
out when
was
my
gross.
mom was young.
It came
Like-
out in the 60s.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it was in color, so, like, you saw all of that, and it was, like, way more gruesome, and I'm just like, I can't watch that scene. Like, no.
Right.
Like, there was one time it was on TV, and it was at that part, and it was, like, panning the room, and it showed that, and I'm just like, no, I have to switch the channel. So,
Yeah, I saw it on TV. I don't know why.
oh, they show it on TV all the time.
Like, I was just like,
they
I was flipping through.
No,
and then
seriously.
I saw.
My mom, whenever it's on, she usually puts it on. Like, it is on all the time.
Why?
I don't know. But
It
it's like,
took me over a year to get over my fear
right?
of huge
Like,
flocks of
I don't
birds.
like watching it. But it's one of the most famous, aside, like, after Psycho. It's, like, those are, like, the two most famous Alfred Hitchcock movies. So, I mean, it's understandable. And, I mean, it did come out when my parents were young, too.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, I've seen it, but it's not a favorite.
No. Like, if you guys want to be scared this year, to watch that.
Yeah.
It'll be a great
I was walking
movie.
home one time, and, like, I was with my friend, and we were walking home from, where the bus dropped us off, and freaking, like, a bunch of birds were flying over, and they were making that, like, sound that they make, and I was, like, covering my head, because I thought they were going to come and peck me, and my friend laughed at me. And I'm like, hey, if you had seen that movie, you would understand why I'm doing that. You would understand why I'm scared. She just laughed. Rude.
Almost a year later after watching that, I was driving through a Starbucks drive-thru with my mom. And I was the one driving, right? We come around the bend that's always there.
Coming up around the bend.
Yeah. And I always hated making those turns when I first started driving because I was always scared that I'd ram into, like, the corner.
Yeah.
You know? And it was the one down there, you know? So you have that grassy patch right out there, and there's like this massive group of birds just out there on the lawn. I was like, and then you had the telephone poles with birds. And I was like, oh my gosh! And our windows were down. It was almost a year after watching that movie, and it still freaked the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, it stays with
Yes,
you.
it does.
It really does. But when I first saw Psycho, I was like, because I was, like, not allowed to see it when I was a kid, and then, like, I finally see it, like, years later when I'm older, and I'm just like, this is what I was kept from seeing all of these years? Like, that was the shower scene? That's nothing! That's not even freaking scary! Like, what the heck?
And then you turn around and watch the birds, you're like, oh my
The
gosh.
bird scares me more than Psycho does. And Psycho's considered, like, one of the, like, top horror movies.
Well, that's because, like, I mean, Psycho is more about, like, it's a person.
No, I know.
And
he is very creepy in the movie.
But then The Birds is about something you have, like, you can't escape this.
Right.
They
And I mean, you
fly
could totally
through the
tell.
windows.
You could totally tell that they were, like, mechanical birds, like they were fake.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they look like real birds, so you're just like, are they gonna come and hurt me? Like, are they gonna peck my head and, like, kill me?
Like, they ram themselves, killing themselves into windows.
Oh, I know. I've
so
seen
that
it.
the other birds can get through to kill you.
Right?
Like, no.
Right? I know.
So, yeah.
It's okay.
That's what I thought of when I saw the preview.
Yeah.
Was birds ramming into windows.
I didn't
so
think
more
that,
birds
but
can get in.
I mean, I can understand how you would think that.
And it's been maybe 5 years since I've seen the movie, and that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not scared of
I would just watch
anymore.
other, like, Hitchcock movies that are more suspenseful, not that one.
Yeah.
Like Rear Window or North by Northwest or something like that.
I'm not affected by groups of birds anymore. It just pops in my head.
No,
sometimes.
I mean,
But,
it does stay with you.
Oh, it stays with you for quite a while.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
next week looks interesting.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah.
We thinking of a closing, so hopefully, we have what we want.
We do, but I can't remember what we said.
I think it was just be true to who you are.
Right, yeah. So
So until next time,
keep
keeping true to who you are.